All right, so let's now make this card here to be scrollable. So what I'm gonna do, I think I will change this width to be minimum width so that it can be growing when we are changing the screen. So let's add min and width of 280, and I will leave the border for now. And I will also add a class of shrink 0 so that it's not shrinking when we are like reducing the size of the screen. What we're gonna do next is I think maybe I'm gonna add, let me first save it so it looks like bigger like this. That's perfect. So next what I'm gonna do, I will add a padding for this text. So let's give it padding of 3. All right, so perfect. So next what we're gonna do, maybe let me remove the border in the image. We don't need it anymore. And you can see that the cards are stuck to each other, so let's give it some gap. If I come on top of this div, like before the for loop, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add some class here. So the first one, let's make it to be flex. So it's going to be like this. Perfect. Wonderful. So I will give it maybe a gap of 4. So there's some gap. It's taking time to take. But yeah, never mind. So let's go and give it some margin top of 6, for example, so that we have some space between this div text, you know, and the card itself. We need to overflow on the X, let's say scroll. We need to give it some height. So let's give it some H feet. All right, so we are now able to scroll. So if I try to open on the larger screen, so it's going to be like this, but it's not growing. But yeah, never mind. At least we have the functionality. So, and it's somehow responsive. Maybe we're gonna get rid of this scrolling element here. All right, so but before to continue, let's add some extra class. All right, so I think I will give it more class here. So let's leave it at minimum 280. You know what? Let me remove this minimum. Let's see how is it going to be. It looks like this. Perfect. So let's leave it like this. Let's say one is like small. We will make it grow. So we're gonna say width to be. No, actually, let's do it on the MD. So on MD, let's make it to be 300. And let's say on LG, we want the width to be, let's say 340. So we can leave it like this for now. And let's see how it's going to be. Okay, it grows, and it grows. Okay, maybe I will make it a bit bigger on the LG. So let's say on the LG, I want it to be 360, and it's gonna stay like this. So it's grow, perfect. All right, so we are good to go. So we're gonna leave it like this. So now let's go and remove this scrollable thing here. So I'm gonna create a class and I'm gonna add it inside our parent here. So let's call the first one hide scroll bar like this. I'm just gonna copy that and I will go to our tailwind.input.css. So it should be somewhere. You have to go to assets and then you have to look for that. And just below here, I'm gonna add this class and I'm gonna say dash ms like this, overflow. Okay, and then we're gonna say scroll bar width is going to be none as well. Then this is like for Edge or Firefox, and we need to do the same also for Chrome. So let's add a class here and we're gonna say display. Okay, this is for Chrome. So if we save it and we come to reload our page here and nothing is happening, maybe we have to save here, and there you go. Okay, so we did some mistake somewhere. Okay, my bad, because I forgot to add double colon, and then we have to say WebKit scroll bar. So we need to look for that, or I can just write it WebKit dash scroll bar like this, and then if we save, we should be okay to go. So when we are in a small screen, we are able to scroll easily, and on the large screen, we're gonna use JavaScript. So I will go back before to start to touch the JavaScript. I will go back here and I'm gonna remove this border for the the image. So we have the border right here. Let's go and remove it, and we should be good to go, even though we don't see anything. Maybe let's add a border like this, and we're gonna remove it like when it's like let's say border gray 50. So when it's like on a small device, I mean when it's like hard coded. Okay, let's make it 200. So it's like a very like tiny border. There you go. Okay, so when we're gonna add a real image, we're gonna remove this border. Okay, so perfect. So we have designed this thing. So now let's add a final stuff, which is the button. And for the button, we're gonna say that when we are at LG, then we're gonna add the button. So let me go back here. So we're gonna say when we are on a larger screen, then we want to make the button to be flex. And from here, I will make the screen to be larger because I want to see if it's appearing. So far nothing. Let's save it. Let's come back here. Let's reload. Something is wrong because it should be appearing here like normally. All right, so it seems like the base.css is like fighting with Tailwind here. I don't really want to waste time here, so I think we're just gonna leave it. We will just remove this this hidden class here, and to make it, we're just gonna make it work on the mobile as well. So what I will do, let's come back here quickly. So we have it like flex colon. Okay, and then we have to go to this parent div here that have the heading, text, and the icon. So here we're gonna say, we're gonna give it a flex like this and justify between item. Somehow we're gonna set it to be end, so that is on the same level with the description. And now let's go and work on the span here. So I'm gonna give it a class and the width of, let's say, I need at least 32 pixel. So let's see if I can find it. So width of 8 and then height of 8 as well. We're gonna add some rounded to be full. So rounded full, and this one, let's give it a border. So we need to go with the flex. Okay, justify center, item center, and let's reduce the icon size here to 20, something like this. You know what? I will increase the width here. Let's make it 9 on 9. Let's make it to be block. It's not like really like fully. It's not fully. Let's make the size here to be 18. I don't know why it's not being like fully like rounded, which is a bit strange. Anyway, you get the point. So let's go cursor pointer here, and I'm gonna add the same class that we have on the first span to also be on the second one. So I will save it like this, and this is very strange. Okay, so it's both now taking the same, like the full circle. That's great. Let's give the size of 18 as well. Perfect. And the second span going to have a background of black like this, and I'm gonna give it a color here of white. Perfect. And the first one going to have a white background, or let's say a gray background, something like 500 to match, let's say 200. Yeah, and then the color gonna stay the same. And we just need to add the rotate here. So I'm gonna say rotate. We want it to rotate at 90 degree, and then the right one is going to be rotated to, I think, 180 degree. No, maybe also if I put it to 90, let's say minus 90. There you go. Okay, so we have our like code here for the mobile. Okay, so we can scroll like this with using our mouse, and when we go on the larger screen, the image is getting bigger. That's great. And now we're gonna add some JavaScript to make it slide if we have like more card here. Okay, so let me go remove some border here, but let me add a little bit of a size here. So let me just double check. So this is the div for the heading and description and icon, and this is for the card one. And for this card, we have flex here. Let me add here a width to be full, and we have a flex here, and I want it to be justify center, and we don't need to add the item here, and we are good to go. So now it's going to be very centered, and yeah, it's going to be like this somehow. Let's now add a JavaScript to make it like slide when we have like more than four card here.